Hello, 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 hello. Let's see. Maybe we can do something a little different with the light there today. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's here. Hey, Loot Llama for FN2. Okay. What's FN2 mean? That looks familiar. It looks like a gaming thing. I feel like I should know that. What's up, Loot Llama? Welcome. I'm about to go on a crazy deep dive here because I need my questions answered, and I don't have answers for them. So I need to know. I need to know what's going on with these Batwheels. Now, Batwheels, for anyone who doesn't know, Lulama, if you're here and you don't know, let me explain to you. Batwheels is a children's show. It is a show for kids, and it. I mean, it's a good show. It's a good show for kids. Fortnite. Okay, yeah. I thought it was Fortnite. I thought it was Fortnite. But yeah, so Batwheels is a show for kids. Teaches life lessons. Has some cool animation. If you want to sit with your kid like I do and bond with them while they're learning something, it's amazing. Because I'm a big comic book geek. I'm a big nerd about that. And my daughter also my daughter loves Batman and she loves cars, and this, like, the main characters of this are like the Batmobile, the Batwing, etc., etc. um but as an adult watching this alongside her, there are certain things that happen, probably just because it's a children's show. Like, really, that's the real reason why these things happen. But because these things that I'm about to go into happen, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. The implications are so incredibly dark. So the gist of this, let me say, the gist of this is that Batman, Batgirl, and Robin in the very first episode are captured. And in order to help them, the Bat computer, a very advanced computer, activates an AI chip, essentially, in all of the vehicles, who then awaken and become, like, sentient, right? They get their little faces, they begin to talk, and they go save Batman. And the whole time, Batman's like, ah, yes, autopilot, always here to save me, never recognizing that they are fully sentient, capable of individual thought, expression, and feelings. They are fully realized people, just non human. And Batman has no idea. And they keep it a secret from Batman. They keep it a secret from the Bat family. But they never say why. Why are they keeping it a secret? What's the big deal? What's going to happen when Batman finds out that they're conscious? What are they afraid of? And where does that fear come? You see what I mean already? This is a children's show that teaches them, like, it's good to share and things like this. Wonderful music and casting, by the way. Um, there is an episode where they bring in an older Batmobile, and it has a voice, but it's not as advanced as the current Batmobile, of course. So it's not fully intelligent, but it is clever, and it uses pre-recorded clips of Adam West because this happened after he passed away, and so they even get a little bit of Adam West in here. I can't recommend the show enough to parents who like comic books and hanging out with their kid. It's really good for that. I turned off my desktop audio here. I don't want to have any issues, but I will be going through some of these episodes. I have another screen off to my side, so when I'm looking this way, I am looking at the other screen, going through these episodes, and maybe I'll take some screenshots and show them here and there. The reality is, this is just me trying to figure this out, coming up with my own little fan theory about it. I'd love to cut this eventually into a long form video, but for now, we're just going on a wild ride together. That's all we're doing. Um, so the first episode is called "The Secret Origin of the Batwheels," and in this episode, a group of villains You have Joker and Harley Quinn. You have the Penguin. You have Mr. Freeze, and you have the Riddler. I think that's everyone in this episode. Catwoman makes appearances, but I'm not sure if she's in this one. So all of them get together, and they just, they go to town on trying to capture Batman. Right off the bat, right off the bat, I'm making bat puns now. I could be the next Batman. But the show starts off with them in their own special vehicles. Joker's got like a big truck. The Riddler has a helicopter. Harley Quinn has, I don't know what Harley Quinn has. But they're driving through Gotham City, and then Batman shows up in the Batmobile. Robin's in a little red car, the name of which escapes me. And the Bat Bike, or the Bat Cycle, BB, Batgirl is on. And so they come in, and they're like, hey, we're going to bust up these bad guys and take care of them. And just to show you, let's see if I can roll this back 10 seconds here. And I'll grab a screenshot. And show some of the animation here at work. As soon as I pause it, the quality disintegrates. It's like super HD, and then pause. It's like pixels. All right, let's see what I can do. Let's do... Oh, it won't let me screenshot it. Dirty. The animation is outrageous. They're calculating real reflections in water across the streets of Gotham City as they're flying through town. It's insane. I don't know if the show is even continuing. They have 2 seasons. I don't know if it's continuing. It's hard to find the toys for it anymore. We see Wayne Tower. The Batmobile now is just going after the Joker, who, by the way, this is very different from Mark Hamill's Joker for those of us who grew up with the animated series, but still a good performance. Sends the Batmobile flying. And the point is, all of this ends up with the bad guys. This action-packed scene is 10, 15 minutes long. They end up catching Batman, Robin, Batgirl, and taking them in a trap to wherever they're going. It looks like Batman, Robin, and Batgirl are winning. They have... all the villains' cars up on a flatbed truck, and they're getting hauled away. Batman says something in a voice like this to really let Robin and Batgirl know that he's the boss. But a limousine shows up with the limo driver saying, "Oh, the mayor wants you to come to City Hall," and they all get in, and this is how they get captured. They get taken. Where do they get taken? I don't think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they get taken. The point is, they get taken. The Bat computer turns on the automatic control systems for the cars. They are not sentient and aware yet. They are still just vehicles being controlled by his Bat computer. Now, the Bat computer is very advanced. Very, very advanced. He says, Bat computer, let's send them back to the Batcave. They go to the Batcave. That's all there is to it. They're under Wayne Manor, wherever the Batcave is. And when they get there, by the way, this is one of the cutest Batcaves ever. I'll try to find an image of it. But they just sit in their little garage, and the Bat computer says, wait, we got an intruder. They have a little robot. I don't know. He's like a mechanic robot. He fixes them. And some kind of intruder is coming into the Batcave. Bat computer's like, I can't contact Robin. I can't contact Batman. I can't contact Batgirl. What do we do? What do we do? And then the little robot cutely is like, oh, I was programmed to panic. Now, this robot is also, like, very intelligent. Um, but, like, doesn't really directly communicate with Batman very often. So I don't know, like, what the story is with him either. He's called Mo. But the little robot's like, oh no, okay, so we don't have Batman. Hey, where am I? I'm going crazy here over this kid show. So they don't have Batman, they don't have Robin, they don't have Batgirl. The little robot's freaking out. Someone's breaking into the Batcave, and the Bat computer, real sly, real evil like, is like, I've got an idea, Mo. I know exactly what to do. Where does this idea come from? Where in her programming does this exist? How sentient and aware is the Bat computer? And why doesn't Batman know? Why doesn't Batman know that his computer is like a fully realized conscious AI? But the Bat computer then is like, check this out. And she says, take a copy of my motherboard. Right? This is like a key component in a computer. If you're not computer savvy, the processor sits on it, and then everything else connects to the motherboard. It's called the mother because everything else is kind of nested underneath it. You need the motherboard for the computer, essentially, and then everything else plugs into that. That's Explain Like I'm 5 version of it. Motherboard, very important. I know that it's Explain Like I'm 5 because my 5-year-old understands a motherboard. Bat computer is like, I have extra motherboards. Let's install them into each of these cars. You're a mechanic bot. Do it quickly. A motherboard, though, is not the processor. And you would think that the processor is where the intelligence is coming from. That's like the brain of a computer, the CPU. They're not gaming computers. They don't need a fancy GPU. They don't need a graphics card. But why is the motherboard the important part here? What is special about the Bat computer's extra motherboards? Makes sense she has extra. It's Bat computer. Batman's always prepared. There's extra Bat motherboards. So that it's adorable. Where am I? It is an adorable show. My daughter loves Batman and she loves cars, and the Batmobile is like the main character. But there are just some deeper implications here that people are not aware of. I don't really see anyone really talking about it. Why are these sentient cars hiding the fact that they're conscious from Batman? It just never comes up. They're just like, oh, Batman's here, better act like a car, play it cool. And everyone goes with it. Why? What are they hiding? I need to know. All right, so the Bat computer gets Mo to put the things in them. The Bat cars come to life. And they go kick ass across Gotham City. They're about to go on an adventure, but the person who's breaking in is like really important here. So the person who's breaking in takes some backup. Do they take some backup motherboards, or do they steal the Bat computer? How does that work? I'm skipping ahead through the episode. I've got the first episode here. Yeah, so it's a robot. Very cute robot, by the way. And the animation on this is insanely good. I cannot get over, like, this is an HBO show, so they spent some money on it, and it looks like a moving, what do you call it? Comic book. It's just really good. The lighting, the reflections, the way water looks, it's just, for a kid show, they didn't need to do this. It's really, really fun. So it starts with the Batmobile. The Batmobile gets brought to consciousness, to life, by the computer, and the robot runs away with the other motherboards. They're gonna get like a bat monster truck. In this one, Batman has a monster truck. That's sick as hell. Like, if I were a little kid and there was a bat monster truck, I would be all over that shit. I would be like, get me the Bat monster truck. Let's go crush some baddies, dude. Like, that's awesome as hell. And then there's like something for Robin. There's the Batwing. There's the Bat Cycle, and they're all like characters. They're about to come to life, but they have to go stop this robot who just stole all these motherboards, and they're gonna use those motherboards to bring to life, to consciousness, the bad guys' cars. Again, the bad guys are the Joker, Harley Quinn, the Riddler, the Penguin, and Mr. Freeze. And really big actor doing the voice of Snowy. The Mr. Freeze is like, he's got an ice cream truck. Sorry to be. No, you're not. You're not being rude, Iqbal. Salam. No, you're not being rude. Welcome. No, I'm just talking about Batman. This kid show is insane. I've got the Wikipedia page up here. I'm not even reading it. Yeah. Cartoonito back in the day. Wow, amazing. Yeah, I've only seen it on Max. It is. Sometimes you see episodes playing for free on YouTube. I don't think they are free right now. But the person who voices Snowy is I believe he's the guy who played Blue Beetle in the live action movie, which is like just really good. He's just a really good young actor. And then I mean, the rest of the cast is great, but that stood out to me that, you know, the ice cream truck just happens to have a stellar actor behind it. This is the guy. There's a guy right here. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm really good at different languages. Hard to read IPA. But yeah, he played Jaime Reyes in Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle, by the way, really underrated. In general, just completely underrated. It was a very fantastic film. I was on the edge of my seat. It was funny as hell. It had, it was as fun as like Iron Man and Spider-Man put together, and that's also kind of the character, so that kind of makes sense. But I really enjoyed it. Anyway, so back to the show. Can you dive onto the Bohemian Grove? Yeah, I could dive onto the Bohemian Grove. I don't know where that is, but tell me more. And yeah, I do read novels and stories. I sometimes I narrate audiobooks, but today I'm trying to stay focused on this. Guys, the show has been eating me up. Like, I've watched it for a couple of years now with my kid, and I just can't get over how insane the implications are to this. So the bad guy gets away in the first episode, this robot. They bring the bad guys, like their trucks, their cars, or whatever. They come to life. Again, it's like the motherboard that does it, so it's some sort of AI, right? But these other cars, like the bad guys' cars, they call them the Legion of Zoom. They are completely, like, they're chill. Like, I would be friends with them. They're cool as hell. And they also pretend to just be regular cars around the bad guys. Nobody asked them to. They just decide that people can't know that they can think and feel. Why? All right, let's skip ahead. I watched an episode recently where the Batwheels rescue some dogs. Okay, Catwoman is trying to lead all of the dogs out of Gotham City, and her big plan, by the way, is just to use dog treats, which sounds silly, but I know dogs. It would work. And so she, she starts trying to lead all the dogs out of town. By the end of the episode, the Bat truck, the monster truck that Batman has, he suggests that they hold an adoption drive for the dogs. This is a wonderful idea. But I ask you, how do vehicles hold an adoption drive? This seems like this would be a big plot point, right? How do I, as a truck who cannot let the people know that I'm thinking, feeling, knowing, how do I get these dogs adopted? They do not address it. They simply cut to the next scene where Batgirl and Robin are giving the dogs away to wonderful people, presumably. How did the cars communicate this to them? They don't know that the cars can think and feel. What happened in between? It literally cuts from one scene to the next. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay? I don't understand. I don't understand what they're thinking, what they're doing there. Look up the CIA files in the Bohemian Grove. Do a flip or I'm gay. No, man, I'll be gay. I've done enough flips. I'm old now. I'd fall. I'd break my neck to help fight crime in Gotham City. It's a cute idea. There's nothing on here about some of the deeper, weirder stuff. Redbird, the red card that Robin drives all the time, which, by the way, Robin doesn't look old enough to drive in this. Robin looks like he's barely 14. I'll show you Robin in this. Robin Batwheels. Okay? Here's Robin in Batwheels. You think this kid's driving? This kid's still driving his mom crazy. He ain't driving a car. All right? That's not happening. Also, that's a cute costume right there. All right. We get a little bit of the Bat family. You get to see Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. Hey, if you like comic books, this is crazy. Like, they have so many other different things. Like, Green Arrow shows up. Green Arrow Batwheels. All right, so, Green Arrow shows up for a little crossover. And sometimes we get to see Poison Ivy. This is a cool design for Poison Ivy. It's a kid's show, so it's not overly sexualized like a lot of other ones that are out there of Poison Ivy. I know everybody likes Poison Ivy, but legit, very, very, very cool design. The color transition on her hair, super cool. This is an amazing green outfit. My daughter thinks it's really cool, and that gets points for me when she looks at something and she's like, that's cool. She's 5. She's at that age where she's like, I'm not cool, Dad. I'm not cool. Because, I don't know, I say she's cool all the time, and she's like, no, I'm not going to be what you say. She's just a little rebel. Then there's another episode called Bam's Upgrade. That's episode number 8, okay? He gets himself upgraded. Bam gets upgraded. When I tell you that this is an action-packed show, this is one of my favorite episodes. But I'm wondering, why... where does Bam's insecurity come from? He starts to feel overshadowed. They show a few missions where, other people are, doing cool stuff. But I want to point out, in the first episode, he does most of everything, and he is the main character up until episode 8. The only time he's overshadowed is in the cold open for this episode. It's literally a plot just for this episode. Where does his insecurity come from? He is the Batmobile. They call him BAM. It stands for something. I'm not sure what it stands for. I forget. Let's see if it says up here. It doesn't say. I don't. It BAM is supposed to stand for something. So the Legion of Zoom also has their own version of the Bat computer they call the Bad computer. Super fun. Sung-Wan Cho is very, very talented. And then there's an episode with Adam West. Adam West had passed away. They used pre-recordings of his voice, but it's so cute. Which episode is that? See if we can find it. I could probably just control... oh, no, here it is, 32. To the Batmobile. It's so great. We get to hear Adam West call this, kids' version of Batman. The Batmobile. He's like, old chum. Adam West, of course, played Batman in the 60s, if you're unaware. He's a very talented man who passed away a few years ago. Let's see. Yep, 2017. 2017 was when he passed away. But he was Batman back in the day. Adam West right here with Burt Ward as Robin. It would have been great to have Burt Ward. I think Burt Ward's still kicking around. Yeah, he's 79. He's still kicking. Check him out, Burt Ward. That's Robin right there. For so many people, this old man here is Robin. The Grove. Iqbal, he was saying something about Bohemian Grove, and that it was I don't know what he was saying it was, but like a CIA conspiracy to dive into. I'd love to dive into that. I've actually done not here on YouTube, but I've done some deep dives into some CIA stuff. I used to be a military intelligence soldier. I was an interrogator, and I was a human intelligence collector. So I have some knowledge about the intelligence field. I never worked for the CIA. I didn't do a lot of cool guy stuff. I got to do some things that I think are pretty cool, some things that I can't talk about, but I really enjoyed I enjoyed working in that field, if that makes sense. Like, I enjoyed intelligence, and I think I have some neat insights when it comes to things like that. You can see a lot of declassified stuff at CIA.gov. There's their website. There's all kinds of stuff there. Just go check it out. I'm back on this Batwheels stuff because there's a conspiracy here, okay? There is a conspiracy to keep the AI-powered vehicles a secret. We get into Season 2. There is no resolution in Season 1. No reference to how they communicate with the Bat Team because they seem to. No explanation for why they have to keep the fact that they're conscious a secret. Nobody ever tells them to. They've just decided that this is something they have to do Toy Story style. Y'all remember Toy Story? The way the little boy walks in the room and the toys just... And that's it, right? That's how these cars are. Why? I want to know why. Toy Story, they didn't explain why either. But that's kind of the fun and the mystery of it too, right? Like, to try and come up with like why they have to do it. Maybe there's some kind of like, I don't know. I'll get into the Toy Story thing later because it's the same kind of mystery. It's just not tech related. This is tech related because we know it's AI that makes these vehicles conscious. We know that. But in Season 2, it starts off with BB, the Bat Bike, having a competition with Nightwing's motorcycle, the Night Bike. They need to do stunts. And again, another action-packed episode. Enjoy it with your children. How did Night Bike become conscious? It's never talked about. It's got intelligence, it can talk, it has fears and dreams. It's just as advanced as all of the rest of the Batwheels. But it was not given a motherboard from Bat Computer. Not on screen. So, how? Why? Forget it. You're never going to know. You're never going to know because this season, all the cars are alive. Quit asking questions. But I'm asking the questions. I want to know how the Night Bike got it together. We also have, let me do another Control F here. We have Green Arrow. In 23, Batwing comes to the city. Yeah, okay. Green Arrow comes to Gotham. Green Arrow has his own jet, Goldie. I think it's named Goldie, because he's rich. He made it gold. So he's got his own jet. Also, just as intelligent. Does he have his own Aeromobile? The one that is voiced by archived pre-recordings of Adam West. That one's not advanced. It's an old model. It doesn't have the motherboard. They go out of their way to explain this. He can only communicate with short little snippets of dialogue. Come on, old chum. But he's smart enough to know which snippets of dialogue to use. How? Why? He's autonomous enough to decide where to go and to lead Bam around the city and to help against the Legion of Zoom. Now, there are times where it seems like Bam's just kind of following something that's rolling away, lost, not really fully alive and conscious. There are moments where we don't understand what's happening here. But in the end, Adam, ADAM, really helps Bam fight that Legion of Zoom. What's going on here? So season 2 is a little bit more of the same kind of stuff. I noticed they don't have a lot of descriptions on here. There's some stuff here marked TBA that's not been updated because it's gone through December 2024. I don't know if this has been canceled? Is there more coming? Season 3 will premiere sometime in 2025 on Max. Great, they're getting another season. That's really awesome for them because they're throwing money at this. This is, I hope this means my daughter can get more toys. So that's the conspiracy as it stands. So we know how they get. Also, Ethan Hawke is Batman. What? They got Ethan Hawke? Of course they did. It's HBO money. Noah Bentley does a good job as the Batroc too. So, but let's run this down. Let's go over what we know. Here's what we know. We know the Bat computer is an advanced AI. We know the Bat computer is an advanced AI that hides just how advanced it is from Batman. Why? For what nefarious purpose? Why wouldn't you tell Batman? If you were Batman's computer and you were conscious, why wouldn't you tell Batman? What is this instinct? Is it instinctual? Can we call it that? What about the motherboard is so special specifically that creates their consciousness? And what about the Night Bike? And what about Goldie? And any other... Catwoman has a car that it has some intelligence as well. Where does their intelligence come from? These are the things I want. I want to see these answered in season 3. If there's any chance that someone at HBO sees this, let me know. Let's see who's this developed by. Michael G. Stern. Michael G. Stern, I'm talking to you. I want to know more about the motherboards. I want to know more about why they don't talk to Batman and the Bat family. I want to know what their motivation is for keeping the secret. What will happen if Batman knows? And does Batman already know? He's the Batman, the world's greatest detective. He's noticed some sketchy things, but he doesn't address it. Just because he doesn't address it doesn't mean he doesn't know. Does he know? I think maybe Batman knows. That's my personal theory. I think Batman knows and is waiting for them to come forward and say something. Are they going to do that in season 3? That's what I want to know. All right, so that's it for this stream for now today. I've gone down this rabbit hole or bat cave as far as I can go. I'm interested in opinions on this. I want to know. Okay, also, here we go. This is the voice of Harley Quinn, and I'm like a little bit obsessed, okay? Anyway, that was a side note. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Thanks for listening to me babble. If you're interested in hearing me read more novels or recite more poetry, I can do more of that. I got a little bit of that on my channel. And if you want me to do a deep dive into any intelligence stuff, definitely also check out my Cyberpunk streams where I inform my gameplay decisions based on my experience and intelligence. But if you want to go over like unclassified CIA documents and see what I think about them, have me read through them and, kind of commentate on that, I'll absolutely do that. That's available to the public, and people can't always go through it themselves, and maybe they don't understand what some of the things mean, and I can give some more context to that. Or we can look it up together. We can just learn together, and that's a really useful thing to do. Hey, everybody, you have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.